All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's racing show is sponsored by Chad Rat Construction, um, Dan Henning Microsprint and Cage Kart Wings, and Brody Manning Motorsports. So let's get these drivers ready to rock and roll. Let's get the fans in the stands. Tonight on the Josh Allen and Oliver S. Full Throttle Racing Show, hashtag one on YouTube, we have with us Kane Matlock. Welcome to the show, Kane.
Thank you for having me.
So, Kane, let's talk about your racing career. Where did it all start for you?
Um, we bought a cart from our really good friend Matt McBride. Uh, you know, sorry, I'm a little nervous. Yeah, we bought a cart for our best friend Matt McBride. Went out to Haskell, Oklahoma. Got, you know, first night out. Got third. So I think that's how my dad knew I deserved to be in the racing sport. And we went on from there.
So, Keen, that first night, were you a little bit nervous to kick things off?
Yeah, because I was going up against some kids that have been racing for 3 or 4 years. So to get a top three finish my first night meant a lot to me.
Okay. So, Kane, what have you learned as a race car driver in the sport of auto racing?
Ooh, you gotta, if you're sitting back in traffic, you gotta be patient. You can't just try to full throttle it all the way through the first corner. I mean, because they're always gonna wreck. And like I said, you gotta be patient. There's no, hmm,
Yeah.
there's also like a lot of being a good loser because you're not gonna always win every night. That's what my
Yeah.
dad says I'm really good about. I'm good at, being there for my friends if they win and not me, even if some crappy stuff happened that night.
Yeah. So, Kane, when you got into racing, how did you end up selecting your racing number?
Ooh, okay. My dad's first ever race car was number two, so that's how I picked mine.
Okay. Okay. So, how do you guys pick your paint scheme every year? Do you guys kind of do a little something different to it each year, or
What? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
with the paint scheme on your race car? Do you guys do a little something different every year to the paint scheme on your race car?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we usually rock with the green, but this year on the Outlaw cart, we put it red and gold, which I loved. And then on the micro, we did this like little purple and like a greenish, yellowish color. Ugh.
Okay. So Kane, okay. What who do you all have on your crew?
Steve-O Motorsports, Mary, Ken Eskew, he's my card owner. Uh, Jonathan and Tony Pruitt, the Pruitt family, for letting me drive their junior sprint. TJ Gatlin with Eaton Air. Langley Transport, Choice Skates, Deckett, thank you, Uncle Jay. A&B Roll-Offs, Knockout Graphics, and Dodge City Raceway Park, Kyle Fetters.
Okay, are those your sponsors?
Yeah, those are my sponsors.
Okay, who is all on your racing crew? Who else work on your race car?
Oh, Dad and Jonathan Jarvis, mainly.
Okay, okay. So Kane, all right. So Kane, so when it comes to you being at the racetrack, what's an awesome day at the racetrack look like for you?
I mean, just being there. I mean, every day at the racetrack's awesome because
Okay,
multiple other kids don't get to, do some of the stuff I get to.
yeah. So what's an awesome day at the race shop look like for you?
Um, I mean, just putting the car together for a new race season, mainly.
Okay, so Kane, when you're out there racing, what is your home racetrack?
Shawnee, Shawnee.
Okay. What is your favorite racetrack you've raced on?
Port City Raceway.
Okay. Why is Port City your favorite?
Oh, it's just like the track is so dynamic and it changes every night. It's just so fun. And I mean, it's a lot faster than the go-kart tracks are, I feel like. So, I mean, it's a lot more fun than the go-kart tracks.
So, what's your least favorite track you've ever raced on?
What?
What's your least favorite track you've ever raced on?
Haskell, the first ever one I've raced on.
Why is that?
It's just so flat and it gets pretty dry. And I like
Okay.
higher bank tracks.
Okay. When it comes to your racing, what do you like for a track to race on? Are you like a wet slick track or a dry slick or a rough track?
Dry slick, because that's when like the actual driver comes out and it's not about motor power anymore.
Oh, okay. So Kane, okay. So Kane, who is your favorite race car driver?
RTJ, Ricky Thornton Jr.
And why is Ricky Thornton Jr. your favorite?
Dude, he is just I can't even explain my love for him. He is the way he just one of my favorite things he's done while he's like leading a race is whenever he goes past for the lead and he does the wave or whatever, dude. It's so cool. And he's been kind of an inspiration for me.
Okay. So Kane, have you ever met Ricky Thornton Jr.?
Sadly, no. I want to really bad one day.
Okay. So Kane, okay. What's it like to be a race car driver and win races?
Oh my god, it's the feeling of excitement when you go past the checkered flag in P1. It's a different feeling. And I'm
Okay.
so happy I get to experience that feeling.
So how do you celebrate your victories, Kane?
Get on top of the wing and do poses.
Okay, okay. Kane, do you have a racing nickname?
A nickname? I like to call myself Mackie.
Why do you call yourself Mackie?
Uh, Jonathan Jarvis gave me that nickname, and it's kind of just stuck with me.
Yeah. So Kane, okay. Do you have any big racing events you're looking forward to racing in coming up?
Non-wing nationals at Port City. Freedom Nationals in the carts.
Okay. Are you going to race in the Tulsa Shootout this year?
We're gonna try to get a ride for it. If we can, it'll be fine. We're gonna go watch our buddies.
Okay. So Kane, okay. Does racing ever get stressful for you?
Yes, all the time.
Okay. So Kane, what do you enjoy most about racing cars? Do you enjoy being having fans and being an actual race car driver yourself?
Mostly the fans. I mean, it's so nice to. And it's one thing. It's also nice is to prove some people wrong about me.
Yeah. So Kane, okay. Do you have any crazy racing stories you'd like to share with us about your racing career?
Mm, One is that a non or the Freedom Nationals, my first ever year in the carts. The reason we stick with the green is because that very day we got our cars wrapped. That night, I started probably in mid pack and won the feature, and that was the first ever year of the Freedom Nationals, and that's also why we stick with green all the time now.
Okay. Okay. So do you have any other crazy stories you'd like to share with us?
Um, this was a recent one. First ever night in the junior sprint. No expectations going into it. We led 16 of the 20 laps in the A main, and then got cut up behind a lap car, but ran second for my first ever time in the car. That was a really crazy one, in my opinion.
Okay. So, Kane, have you put any thought into what you want to do as a race car driver when you get older?
I want to try to be a NASCAR driver.
Okay, okay. Do you have a favorite NASCAR driver that you like to watch?
Kyle Larson.
Okay, okay. Have you ever met Kyle Larson at all?
No, but he's another one I want to meet really bad.
Okay. So, Kane, what do you like to do for fun away from the track?
Play video games.
Okay.
Man.
Okay. Do you help work on your race car?
Yeah, but I do most of the small stuff, not any of the bigger
Okay,
things.
what do you do for small stuff to your race car?
Like sometimes I'll help my dad wash it off after he cleans it, or uh, like like redo the chain or put a new gear on, put the wheels and tires back on. Those are the small things I do.
Okay, 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 okay. So, Kane, okay. So what do you like running better, your kart or your junior sprint?
Ugh. The junior sprint has been really fun already, but I think I like running the cart more.
Okay, okay. So Kane, okay. Okay, do you have a racing page the racing fans can follow you on?
What?
Do you have a racing page the racing fans can follow you on?
Yes, it's called Kane Matlock Racing on Facebook.
So Kane Matlock Racing, you said?
Yeah.
On Facebook.
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. So ladies and gentlemen, go hit up Kane Matlock Racing on Facebook. So Kane, do you have anybody else you'd like to thank for helping you get this far with your racing career?
Um, Jonathan has helped me a lot. Definitely. Mainly my dad though. He's helped me tremendously. It's crazy.
So Kane, okay, I do something pretty spectacular for my racing guests. I always do because I tell you why. It's an awesome part of the show that I always do, and I enjoy doing it. And the drivers think it's pretty awesome too. So what I'm going to do for you, like everybody else, I'm going to toss the mic over to you. And if you have some questions you want to ask me, go right ahead.
Have you ever driven a race car before?
Nope, I never have.
Okay. Have you been to a big sprint car race before?
Yes, I have, Kane. I've been to a few. I've been to the Agco Jackson Nationals, presented by the World of Outlaws.
Yeah.
I've also been to the Knoxville Nationals 2 years in a row.
I want to go to the Knoxville Nationals so bad. It's kind of
And
my
then
bucket.
I also went to a track where Ricky Thornton Jr. became a huge superstar. I went to the Boone Super Nationals.
Ooh, I love Boone, man. I'm hopefully one day I get to race there. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll tell you what, Kane. I have a story to share with you. You like World of Outlaw sprint car racing, don't you?
Yes, I love World of Outlaws.
Okay. My last year going to the World of Outlaws Knoxville Nationals was 1999. Happened to be walking through the pits just after the race was over, and that was when Mark Kinzer won in his first time with Mopar. So we were walking
Mm-hmm.
through the pits, and just I happened to be wandering over to his pit, and he had his car kind of fenced off with like a roping, so that way it was roped off because he won the race. So I was standing there waiting for Mark. Well, all at once, somebody comes to me and says, "Hey, who you are you waiting to see Mark?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I'd love to sit and talk to Mark." They're like, "Well, he's up in the press box doing a bunch of interviews, but you can talk to me if you want. You can even have your picture taken with me, and I can give you an autograph." And I says, "Okay." So lo and behold, Kane, that was legendary crew chief and engine builder Carl Kinzer.
No way.
Yeah, so I got a chance to talk to Carl Kinzer and have my picture taken with him and got an autograph picture of Carl Kinzer.
Wow. You
Yeah.
lucky. That is so cool.
And Kane, I got to you where okay, where do you live at, Kane, first of all?
Lake Eufaula in Oklahoma.
Okay. Kane, I got to meet somebody that's out of Oklahoma that builds a lot of micro sprint and cage kart parts. He was a
Who?
World of Outlaw driver. Do you know who that was?
Who?
Guess okay. I got to talk to for a good 45 minutes Stevie Smith.
Bro.
Yeah,
Hey.
when he drove the Ingersoll Rand car.
Yeah. Holy.
Yep.
You're so lucky, bro.
And I got a chance to talk to Lance Blevins at the time and Dale Blaney and oh man, Shane Stewart, the guy that owned Port City Raceway. Yep. Oh
Oh,
yeah. And I'll tell you what, Kane, the guy I looked up to as a race car driver, I got to meet about 5 to 10 years ago for the first time. And everybody's like, God, who did you look up to, Josh, as a race car driver? And I says, ever since I've been a kid, I've always watched him on World of Racing, Knoxville National, stuff like that. I got a chance to sit down and have a conversation with Doug Wolfgang.
God. That's another
Yeah,
freaking legend.
yeah, yep, Doug the Wolfgang, yep. And then I also got a chance to talk to Sammy Swindell a little bit and Joey Saldana and Darren Pittman. Oh yeah, yep,
All freaking.
yep. Here's another crazy story, Kim. The last year I was up in Knoxville Nationals. We were standing there getting our tickets for the final night of the competition. And the lady at the ticket booth says to us, well, you guys look like you're pretty big race fans. Oh, yeah, we're here for the whole week. Okay. Well, that was the second day we were there. Well, she says, well, guys just missed somebody pretty huge. And we're like, well, who's that? She's like, well, you're probably not going to get a chance to meet him. He's already up in the press box. And I said, well, tell us who it is. She says, you missed meeting Richard Petty by about 15 minutes.
Bro.
Yeah, he was at Knoxville.
Did you just say Rick?
Yeah,
You mean
yeah.
oh my gosh.
The King, yeah, he goes to Knoxville every year and watches the races. Yeah,
Dude. Oh, the
yeah.
king?
The
I didn't
King,
know
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. Yep. And then yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. I have actually met some NASCAR drivers, King, in my time.
Who were they?
Rusty Wallace,
Oh my gosh.
Kenny Wallace, and Mike Wallace, all three of the Wallace brothers. I met Kenny Schrader, and then Kane. I've also met Tony Stewart.
You met Tony Stewart?
Yeah,
I'm just getting jealous over here. Uh,
yeah.
these are like the biggest NASCAR legends ever. Oh
Oh
my god.
yes. And Kane, also, I got a head chance to have on my racing show somebody that you definitely would look up to and get a lot of inspiration from. He was a NASCAR driver, but he went to rebuild his racing career because he was got into some trouble, but he was going to become the next American Indy car driver, and he was racing a USAC sprint car. Do you know who that would be?
A USAC sprint car.
I got a chance, Kane, to sit down and have a conversation with Shane Neal.
God. Hold on.
He raced. He used to race USAC sprint cars, but he was in a pretty bad wreck at Terre Haute and flipped, and his roll cage collapsed on top of it.
Oh yeah. Ugh,
Yeah,
that's not a good
yeah.
thing.
But then one of my other racing idols back when I was growing up, because I love watching all sorts of types of racing, Kane, I literally got a chance to sit down and talk to. Does the name Dan Weldon ring a bell?
A little bit.
He was a two-time Indianapolis 500 champion and IZOD IndyCar champion. I was able to sit down and talk to his boys, Oliver and Sebastian Weldon.
Oh my gosh.
And Kane, Oliver and Sebastian are about your age, a little bit older, and get a hold of this. They've already signed development deals to drive for Andretti Autosport when they get older.
Already?
Already, yes.
That's insane.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what happens when you win the Indy 500, Kane? First off, Kane, what do you know about the Indy 500?
I know it's another big thing in the sports, in racing. I don't really know a lot about it.
It's the world's largest sporting event
It is?
because that track alone houses, you can have 500,000 fans come watch you race.
Ooh, that would be a dream come true.
And if you win the Indy 500, Kane, you not only get a board or trophy, but you get a check separate from your crew. Do you know how much your check is
How
for
much
that
is
one day of racing?
how
You know
much?
how much for that one day of racing, which means you're in the race car for 3.5 hours, making 200 left-hand turns. You walk away with a cool $3.5 million.
I'd say it's worth it. Holy.
Yeah. Plus, on top of that, King, Chevrolet is a sponsor of the Indy 500, so you may end up walking away with a brand new Corvette on top of
Okay. That's freaking and a new Corvette.
it. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So, yeah, Kane, the Indy cars go 240 miles an hour on oval track. Can you handle that?
I maybe whenever I'm older I could maybe handle it.
Yeah, yeah. And you're literally in Indianapolis for a whole month. You literally stay in Indianapolis for a whole month. And when you're in Indianapolis, because it's called the month of May, you literally have a police escort to and from the track every day.
Wow.
And on top of that, Kane, a couple other things. One thing they ask you as a driver when you go to register to race the Indy 500, what's your favorite type of milk to drink? What do you like to drink for milk?
For what?
No. What's your favorite type of milk you like to drink?
Chocolate.
Okay. They'll ask you, okay, do you like white, chocolate, strawberry? And you would probably put down chocolate. Well, if you win the Indy 500, you get an ice cold frosty glass of chocolate milk.
After a race like that, I would die for that.
Yes. And then you get a Diamond Championship Indy 500 ring. And then, Kane, get a hold of this. You qualify for the Indy 500. You get to ride in a really awesome parade a day before the Indy 500. You get to ride in the Indianapolis 500 parade in convertibles, nevertheless, in your starting spot down the main drag at Indianapolis.
That feeling must be unbeatable. Holy crap.
And on top of that, King, you get to take part in the one of the biggest autograph sessions ever. You get to take part in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway autograph session, which is 5 to 6 hours long, and you're signing your name for 5 to 6 hours for people on hero cards and stuff.
Ooh, I've always wanted to do that. I've
Yeah,
always wanted to do that, but
yeah. So one of the questions I have for you, Kane, you race car drivers collect things. What do you collect?
I want to start collecting little sprint cars from like little 100-inch car sprint cars. That's what I want to start collecting.
Well, Kane, also another story I'd like to share with you. Dan Weldon, as a race car driver, he had a really weird collection. He collected brand new pairs of tennis shoes. So that means because he hated to get his tennis shoes dirty. So that means Kane, every time he got them dirty, he'd put a brand new pair of tennis shoes on. So he had over so he had over 300 brand new pairs of Pumas in his closet.
Holy!
Yeah, yes,
God, that many shoes.
yes, yes. Yeah. But Kane, I want to thank you for being on our racing show today, talking to us about your racing career. Do you have anything you would like to say to the kids to help get them in a race car?
I mean, never stop dreaming and always push forward.
Okay, very cool. So, Kane, thank you very much for being on our racing show tonight, talking to us about your racing career. I will call you in a little bit to thank you in person. Definitely. Thank you again. I'll have you step out and I will talk to you here shortly, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Kane Matlock, driver of the number two. He is out of the state of Oklahoma. So definitely go check Kane Matlock Racing out on Facebook. Also, ladies and gentlemen, so a little racing news update for you there. Tyler Reddick won the NASCAR race at Talladega yesterday, and Scott Dixon picked up the IndyCar win at Long Beach. So congratulations to both of them drivers. And next up is the IndyCar Grand Prix of Alabama. And I don't know where NASCAR is next weekend, but we'll see where they are. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to sponsor a racing show or be on a racing show, feel free to call us or text us at 712-209-7138, or you can email us at jjnolan151@gmail.com. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a good night. Catch you later on another episode of the Josh Nolan and Oliver Us. We'll try a racing show, #1 on YouTube.